Good morning, boys and girls of the internet. We're back today with kind of like a second part to the Avalanche video. You know, we worked on it in the last one, putting the new converters and stuff on. So far, I still have yet to get an inspection done, but we're about almost to 300 miles so far on the new converters. No issues whatsoever, no leaks, no check engine lights. Everything seems to be working pretty good. So now that it's nice and quiet on the inside, it's too quiet, so I picked up a stereo for this. This is one, you can get these on Amazon. It's made by a company called Eonon, E-O-N-O-N, Enon, I don't know. But this is a new one they have. It's called an X3. It's got a 7-inch touchscreen on it. No CD player, unfortunately, but it does Bluetooth, and so that should work for us. The stereo in this truck now does not work at all. It does not make a sound, a beep, a click, nothing. And my plan was to get a factory replacement for it, and I never got around to doing so. And like I said, these are cheap enough. We'll see how it works. I don't know if it's going to work with my TVs and stuff, because my truck's got the DVD player and stuff in the back. But you know, much smaller without having a CD changer in there. It does have inputs and outputs. Let's see, line out, line in, video, VIN, RCI in. Got a little fuse in there, a little 10 amp fuse. Might can even run a backup camera on this thing then. Cool beans, but I've got it. I got a box of wires to connect it all together. And then I've got another box with the kit that we use to put it into the actual truck itself. So I guess let's start with getting all the wiring connected and go from there. This shows you how much I've paid attention. So I opened this up right out of the box just now for the first time, like all the hardware, and boom, right here, it actually comes with the backup camera. How about that? So the backup camera is included. You've got brake shift control and ground. You've got the wiring for the backup camera to run it all the way up to the front of the truck and the rear. And we've also got the harness. I don't know if this is the correct harness or not, but this is the side that plugs into the back of the stereo, and then this harness goes to the truck itself. So this is all pre-wired. It doesn't separate anywhere. It's all made together. So I'm hoping that this is the right connector. I went and picked up the connector kit to do this, but I don't know now. So I'm gonna pull the old stereo out and see if this is already pre-wired, if we don't even have to do anything. So I figured that was not correct. So the harness that is pre-made to this is something they call an ISO connector. And I don't know of anything that uses an ISO connector, but that's what it says in the book right here. Please note the power cable of the X3 is ISO standard. Please make sure that the power cable connector of your factory car radio is an ISO connector as the left picture. Otherwise, you need an extra adapter cable not included for connection. So I don't know what in the world they think car is that's gonna fit, but it doesn't fit anything here. And so luckily I did purchase the kit from Walmart, and Walmart kit has the piece that I need, but they tell me I have to buy a separate kit. But the separate kit, I'm not sure if they sell it or who sells it to adapt an ISO harness to whatever I need. So I think we're just gonna go in here and start chopping this out. So if you've never pulled one of these, this part is super easy. Just gonna get in here, key on, put it down into first gear, tilt your wheel forward. Grab and pull. And if you didn't know, your Chevrolet truck came with a name when they put it together. So this one is Peggy. Hello, Peggy the Avalanche. Before I put this thing all the way together, let's make sure it actually works. I've hooked up our hot, our ground, and our remote signal on. Let's see if it comes on. Great, but we don't even have the key on yet. I'm also holding it upside down. Yep. Oh, that's hooked up.
Needle in a haystack.
So I had some issues.
You can post your job to some job,
but now you can hear.
All you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is what.
You want to talk about an absolute nightmare. That was awful. So the wiring that came out of this truck is in the floor over here, and I'm just gonna have to show it to you because I had to take all of this out, all the bottom out. I was pulling and checking, and it was not good. So there's some of the spaghetti that was stuffed down under the center console that we finally got out. And of course I started to kill the battery at that point, so I had to throw it on a charger. I think we're good now, but oh my God, this was a pain. So now let's just start putting that part in, and then I've got something else we're gonna fix today. The speedometer that does not work. So I'm gonna take the cluster out and then, like I said, bolt the stereo in. It's all put in. We've got it bolted in now. I think that's gonna be good and flush. I don't know just yet. I can put the cover on it. We got the cluster pulled out. We've got a guy here who's rebuilding my cluster, Bobby's cluster, and Jody's cluster all at the same time. So let's just go ahead and test fit this while he's rebuilding our clusters. Cluster is in. This is the new guy, fully rebuilt. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. Check out the blue. Well, it's not blue. It's more like a white. Well, it might be kind of blue LED. Don't those look so fancy? But all our gauges and stuff are supposed to work now. I haven't drove it yet, so I don't know. Stereo is installed. We've got the brackets all in. So I think we can put the cluster cover in. Charlie, what do you think, dude? He's whining. He's like, you played with the truck all morning and you haven't let me ride in it. So I gotta hurry this up. So anyway, there's our stereo in. Like I said, this model is available online. I'll drop a comment, not a comment, but I'll put it in the description box down below. It took a little bit of finagling to get it all figured out, but we're finally working. And so we're in this metal building, so the signal's probably not gonna pick up good, but it's got, yeah, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I haven't tried any of that yet. I'll hook that up here shortly. Oh, we can also peel off the, well, if I can do it without turning the volume up. There we go, look at that. Ooh, that's nice. I don't know what MirrorLink is either. And then it's also got a backup camera that we haven't currently installed. I don't think the cable that they sent me is long enough to reach the back of this Avalanche. So I might have to figure out another way to make the cable work. But anyway, pretty snazzy. So I'm gonna try to set up some of the CarPlay stuff with my phone, and then we'll see how it works. We've also got to get the headlights in this thing today too. I think we're gonna use this to go camping this weekend and haul the camper across the mountains, and so I really wanted a speedometer because that's been getting very old, not knowing how fast we're going. And then over here, once again, not having a radio is kind of annoying too because it's awfully quiet in here. But I got to put all these covers back. There were so many wires and stuff. I couldn't get the speakers to play. I was having trouble with the rear speakers. All this garbage was stuff that was tucked in between the consoles, under the cup holders, all this mess for some aftermarket hoopla that somebody had put in here at one time before me. Just absolutely ridiculous. Just a final update on this portion. CarPlay works flawlessly. It goes through everything just fine. The maps loads up great. I'll show you more of that when I'm driving later. I'll put the camera on a tripod and you can check it out. But I really like how integrated and everything that it is, and it works great. And you have multiple map options. You can use your Apple Maps, your Google Maps, or your Waze. I don't use Apple Maps. I never have. I've always used my Google Maps or Waze. So having those two in there. And you can remove the Apple one from the menu list here. I'm not really sure. But yeah, pretty pleased with how seamless that's working. And like I said, we have a backup camera that we will probably install. And I also did not install the microphone for the Bluetooth because I've never been able to use that and it worked good. And this one might be different. I just prefer to have the phone in my hand, or I just don't take a call while I'm driving. So there's that. Let's go get some headlights stabbed in this thing so we can see how those are going to look. So my Avalanche is a 04. It is a Z71, and it's the Avalanche, the snow package truck. So it's got the big brush guard on the front. It originally had the camper top that was painted to match on the rear, which is not something you see on these, but it had it. It's also got the body cladding. It has the step, I guess the entry rails, the step bars that are not the tubular ones. They are the plastic sheathed ones that meet the bottom of the trim. It is Bermuda blue, has the paint match mirrors, has sunroof, remote start, towing package. I don't know what else was different. And then it had a block heater. I can't think of anything else, but that's how you get this funky looking front end with that big brush guard and the camper top and stuff. So on a truck like this, you have a bolt over here in the corner, which mine is conveniently broke. I have a zip tie holding this light in, and then there are two pull pins that you remove to get the headlights out, and they simply slide out the front. I don't really want to do all of that at the moment. I just wanted to show you the lights, and then I'll stab these things in and we'll figure it out together. I think I can get them out on the other side. But the lights themselves, if I would quit sitting the boxes down, got them. These are them. You can find these on Amazon. They also have a direct website, and I'll link these down in the comment section below, or the description box. I'm going to get it right eventually today. But these are LED headlights. I know there's a love-hate relationship with LED headlights. If you've got them in your vehicle, you love them. If you're driving into them at night, you hate them. So new cars are being integrated with LEDs now. That's just the way the world's turning. They're more efficient, and they don't draw near as much power. They don't get it near as hot, and typically they tend to last a pretty long while. Now, I've seen some of the cheap, like China-made ones that don't. You put a set of those in a year, it seems like, and then one side fizzles out. These are a little bit more expensive. I've used a company called Auxbeam in the past, AUXBEAM. They worked really well. They're still around. These are in the same kind of price point as them. Found them on Amazon. But the parent company of this is called Co-Lite, and we've got their M5 series and their Y12. These are, the Y12 is a projector style headlight. And so you don't have to change the headlight housing itself. The bulb has a cap that goes on the end and actually turns it into a projector style light. Oh, okay, here's a stock bulb. This is the 5, I think. Yeah, 9005. If you look down in there, you can see now. There's the new one. This is the standard replacement for that. It comes with a little box that's attached to it with a fan, and there's the connector now below it. It's got a tab on both sides. So if you plug it in before you button everything up, like I did, turn the lights on and see if it comes on. If it comes on, you're good to go. If it does not light up, don't get upset. Unplug the connector, flip it around, and plug it back in. This bulb has the, well, this side of the truck anyway has a cover over the light. And then on this side, you can see that is the Y12 bulb that they have offered now with the projector end on it. Push and twist, locks right into place, has a really nice O-ring on it. I put a little bit of lithium grease on the O-ring before I slid it into the headlight housing. This is the side, you can see it pretty good. There's the projector end of their bulb. This is, I don't know if this is new for them or what, but that turns it into a projector light. And then on the other side, since my housing is broken on my truck, there it is, you can just see the standard LED, and you know what those look like. I've got to get a new set of headlights. I tried fishing that thing back on with the coat hanger, it wouldn't stay. So hopefully Cody's gonna order some headlights for this thing around Christmas. These are the low beams. Now I also have a chip put in this truck that you can also find on Amazon. I'll link it in the description box below. It's made by Herco or Hercool. I'm not sure. But this is called the 8-mod light chip. And essentially what you do is you remove 1, 2, 3, 4 relays, these 4 right here. And this little microchip sits down over the top of the fuse box around these fuses. And then you just put your relays back in it. And what this allows you to do is typically when you turn your high beam headlights on, the low beams actually turn off. And it also turns off the fog light. So an 8-mod chip, right now with the low beam on, when I switch to high beam, it's gonna keep these 2 lights on, but it'll also allow you to keep your fog light on. And with an 8-mod, it will keep your daytime running light on. So the daytime running light on the Avalanches is the little inside of that right there, the little triangle portion. And normally they're only on during the day when you're just loafing around. When your headlights come on, they turn off. Now that's fine and dandy, but I've got LEDs in those, and I would like the extra light. You know, it might not be a whole lot, but it's something. So here it is with the 8-mod. So we have high beam, we have low beam, we have fog lights, and we have daytime running lights. This is on both sides. And you want to talk about bright. It is phenomenal. And the high beams, being a projector style, they come with that cap on the lens, and it keeps them from going too high. And these are adjustable. I don't currently have them adjusted very well. I need to do that, but not until I get a new headlight housing for this side that has the cone on it. But as you can see, it makes a nice line of light. So even though they're super bright, it'll try to at least help whoever else is on the road so you don't completely burn their retinas out. But snazzy stuff. Super easy to install. Like I said, looks like a regular bulb. Push, twist, that's it. Plug them in, and we're good to go. There's those. Once again, I'll throw a link in the description box below for these. LED conversion, and we'll get some night shots of it too. But that's a game changer right there. I also want to go back and do LEDs throughout the interior, replacing the little door lights and the overhead map lights and stuff. I'm digging those new gauges too. Those are sweet. Okay, what now, brown cow? Time to get it out and go get me and Charlie some lunch, I think. Night shot. Stereo is still working great. Gauge cluster is working great. You can see we've got a speedometer now. That's real nice. And these are the headlights. This is low beam with fog lights. This is no fog lights. These are just the Co-Lite low beams. And there's there's high beams. High beams, low beams. High beams, low beams. So I'm really not sure what I'm more excited about, the headlights, the radio, or the fact that I have a speedometer now. And they put the cool white LED lights in it, and I'm really digging those. Like Cody said, it makes it look a lot newer, just having those nice lights. So I think the last couple things on our list to button up this truck for a while is I need a passenger side running board cover, a driver inner fender liner for the front, and then I got to do the inner and outer tie rod ends and a alignment. And the truck's pretty much done after that. We'll still carry it and have the inspection done as soon as I can get an appointment in for that. But we went, let's see, 336 miles on it now. No warning lights, nothing. Everything's working. High beam, low beam, high beam, low beam. And we have the LED fog lights, the daytime running lights, high beam and low beam on when you engage high beam. So right now, low beams are on, fog lights are on, that's it. When the high beams come on, they all stay on. I had all the intentions of taking the truck and doing a little bit more driving around with it and showing you the headlights and stuff. We were supposed to get some snow last night, and it kind of fizzled out. It was more like a wintry mix, and that was it. I was going to show you how the LEDs are a downfall if you're driving in snow. It gives you a snow blind effect. My Dodge has these headlights that have different settings in it where you can flip it and change them from that bright LED white to like a soft orange fog light color. And it's much easier on the eyes. It doesn't give you that dizzying, driving into a tunnel kind of effect in the snow that sometimes LEDs can give you. But either way, if I get a chance, you know, the next couple of days, I'll throw up another little video short in there about that. But yeah. So there's the outro, since I didn't film anything else. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. You can find all the products listed in the description box down below with product codes, should you want to go that route. Thank you again for watching, and we'll get back to the Dodge Ram stuff here before long.